it's Jess from Step Studios, and today I'm going to show you some ab exercises that definitely help me as a dancer. As we all know, Lindy Hop is about using your core as you move through the dance, and so it's really essential to have good abs, which will help your posture and also support your spine while you're dancing. In the corner, my roommate is here, and so if you hear giggles off screen, it's my roommate doing the workout with me. And I suggest that you put something that inspires you in front of your workout. So it could be really bopping music, as the kids say, or Nicolas Cage on a pillow, whatever makes you feel happy. So we have about, 9 exercises we're gonna do today, which is what I do about every other day during the week, and then I follow up in a stretching routine, which will be in a different video. So first, we're just gonna do some crunches. So I use a yoga mat because my butt hurts on wood floor and I'm a wimp. So I would use yoga mat or carpet or some sort of padding for yourself. So basically we're just gonna have our feet together and our butt on the ground with our knees bent, and then just make sure we're going straight back, just aligned. And there's a couple of different ways to do crunches. I feel like people a lot of times like put their hands behind their head, which I don't like because I feel like it adds a lot of strain to your neck when you're trying to do these. So what I do for crunches is I put my hands on my temples because that kind of helps guide your movement. So this will target your upper abs, which are usually the easiest ones to work on, and they're right below your rib cage. So we're gonna go back down, and usually I do as many as I can until I start to feel a burn, and then I try to do 5 more. So I'm not gonna set a number, that's totally up to you. So here we go. Okay, excellent. I'm also a very, what I call a relaxed exerciser, in which I don't believe in pushing yourself through the burn or going crazy with your workout so you can't breathe. What I do is like with crunches, I work till I feel that burn, I try to do 5 more, and then I wait until I've caught my breath before I move on to the next exercise, because I feel like I'll get the most out of the workout. So the next thing we're gonna do are sit-ups, which is like more intense crunches. So sit-ups are sitting all the way up, and they work your entire ab system. So your upper abs and a little bit of your lower abs, as well as the middle, obviously. And for sit-ups, it's really helpful to have both feet on the ground. And what happens is you don't want your feet to lift up when you're doing a sit-up. You're gonna want them planted. So if you have trouble with moving your feet during sit-ups, you can tuck your feet under a piece of furniture, like a couch or a chair, or you can have a roommate sit on them if you need it, or a dog if they're well behaved. Basically, you just want to make sure your feet are on the ground. And again, you're going to be aligned as you go down. There's a couple ways that you can also do your sit-ups. What I like to do is cross my hands on my chest because I feel like it really solidifies my core. And that way I'm not using any extra momentum from my arms to sit all the way up. So again, I'm just going to do as many as I can. And then when I start to feel burn, I will do 5 more and stop. And again, the important thing about these exercises is having perfect form and doing them correctly, more than trying to do as many as possible. Because when you hit the perfect form, that's what's really going to give you the best abs. So here we go. Awesome. So those are sit-ups. The next thing we're going to do are leg lifts. And leg lifts are considered very difficult for people who don't normally work out their abs. I started doing them because I joined a circus company like about 5 years ago, and I needed to work on my lower abs to kick my legs above myself when I was dangling from silk. So it's not a normal exercise that you might be familiar with, and it is very challenging, but it's definitely worth it, and you'll definitely see ab results at the end of doing it. So again, this is mostly based on posture. So the most important thing for leg lifts, are you going to lay back down on your back and completely aligned. You're going to stretch your legs all the way out. And the most important part of leg lifts are to keep your legs perfectly straight. So to do that, I point my toes because it helps a little bit. Your arms are going to be down at your sides, and you're going to want to tuck your shoulder blades under. For leg lifts, it's really important. Sometimes when you go on your back, you get this arch right under the small of your back. You're going to make that flat. So you have your arch. You're going to push that down into the ground so your back is completely making full contact with your mat. Then you're gonna stretch your legs out and put your arms down at your side and roll your shoulder blades back behind you. So leg lifts, you keep everything else perfectly still, and all you do is raise your feet in a 90-degree angle, like this. Awesome. So the next thing we're gonna do are called Jackknife sit-ups. Again, it's an ab workout, so you're probably starting to feel the burn right now, and we're a third of the way done, so that's very exciting. For Jackknife sit-ups, you're gonna get down into your sit-up position, and your legs are gonna be completely on the ground. Each time that you finish a sit-up, your legs will come completely back down on the ground, and the key is to meet on this plane coming up off your hips. So you'll meet your upper body and your lower body. So again, you want to keep your back flat on the mat, so no arch. Tuck your butt, and then keep your legs out, keep your arms out, and then you're just going to meet on that plane. Okay, so next we have a plank, and I'm like kind of a germaphobe, so I turn around on my mat so my feet are still on the same side of my mat as before. So for a plank, we're going to give our back a rest, and some people plank straight up on their arms like they're doing a push-up. But you can also go down to your elbows. And if you want a nice exercise, you can come back up and kind of repeat that. So what a plank does is it stabilizes your back muscles and your abs. So for this plank, you're just gonna hold your position again as long as you can. And this is a nice exercise to do if you're watching TV and a commercial comes on or something like that. So we'll assume the plank position, just make sure that your back is flat. The next step is what I call attempting push-ups, because I've never been good at doing push-ups. I was always the kid who couldn't do monkey bars and who didn't do the PE test in elementary school for push-ups. So I attempt push-ups. And again, the important thing about push-ups is getting the right form. So what I do is I do the arms straight out and try to bend them at a 90-degree angle. I don't do the turned push-ups. So what I recommend doing is pick something that's obviously not 180 degrees like this, flat on the ground. I started doing them on the kitchen counter because the kitchen counter is pretty high up. You're at like a 15-degree angle, and that way you can practice getting the correct form. And then I've since graduated to the footboard of my bed, which puts me at about a 45-degree angle. So it's progress. If you can't do push-ups, a lot of people do the ones where they drop their knees. So you assume the push-up position, drop your knees, cross your ankles. Make sure that your hands are directly under your shoulders. Make sure your back is flat and come down. But I prefer to do them on my bed because I'm learning perfect form. Excellent. So the next exercise we're going to do are bicycle crunches. Bicycle crunches work your latissimus dorsi, or your lats, which are on either side of your ribs. And these are essential for making sure that you have correct ab tone. So lats really help with your balance, your coordination, and the stabilization of your spine. So for bicycle crunches, you're going to go back on your back, and you're going to bring your legs in to your chest. For this one, I do put my hands behind my head because I feel like it helps me with the diagonal motion. For bicycle crunches, you're going to touch your right elbow to your left knee, or that side of your body, and your left elbow to your right knee. So you're going to be crossing. And as you do it, you're going to be kicking the opposite knee, which I know sounds really complicated, but I'm going to demo it. So for my first one, I touch my right elbow to my left knee, and I extend my right leg. And then I switch, I touch my left elbow to my right knee, and I extend. And I keep going to ride my bicycle. So the next exercise we're going to do is called hollow body. And this is another one I learned in the lovely circus school. So it's something that's really good for your abs and really hard for a lot of people. So I would start with holding it for about 5 seconds and then build up. Once you hit 5 minutes, you're probably fine for the rest of your life. Right now I hold it for about 2 minutes. So this is another thing that you can do on commercial breaks, or if you're watching TV and you want a little exercise while you're sitting, you can go down the floor and do some hollow body. So hollow body posture, you're going to come back into your sit-up position. You're going to lay your back down in alignment with your spine. Before we had your flat back, so see this arch? We don't want that arch there. You're going to tuck your butt so that it's completely flat with the ground. Think of a string through your belly button pulling your body into the ground. You're gonna roll your shoulder blades back so you have full contact with your mat. You're gonna put your arms at your side and your legs straight out. So the key of hollow body is to contract all of the muscles that you can at the same time. So when you do hollow body, you're gonna raise your legs and your arms above your head, and you're going to completely squeeze them as far as you can. For me, this means pointing my hands and my toes and just trying to stretch. Your neck will also come up until it meets your chest. So here's a demo. That's good. So if you are having trouble with hollow body, some of the ways to amend the shape are to take breaks with your legs. So instead of having both legs out, you can bend one and switch at a time. So this is a good training tool. So another cheat, if hollow body is a little bit difficult, is to have your hands down at your side because it'll stabilize your torso. So when you come up. Now, if hollow body is something you've been doing for years and you're full of sage wisdom regarding hollow body, there's some ways that you can make it more challenging. So for instance, you can bring your legs together and your arms together next to your head. So we achieve our flat back and we go into hollow body. The last ab workout we're going to do today are hollow body Vups. Kind of like our Jackknife Situps, where we meet in the plane over our body above our hips. But for these, you begin in hollow body, and then you touch your hands and your legs as close as you can over that plane of your hips. Again, it's pretty challenging, but I know you can do it. So you're gonna assume your hollow body position and then touch your legs and your arms. So I know this ab workout might be challenging, but it's something that you should do regularly in order to develop the best abs, the best core strength, and improve your dancing. Thanks for watching. I think I would body roll to get it though.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but that's so
I don't think I can.
You're almost there.